Welcome back to the channel, everybody. No video introduction this week because I couldn't quite get it done. But anyway, we move on from that and get to the racing. Race 1 at Flemington is the Circa Plate over 1100 metres, and I've got Gallant Sun on top. And this horse looks extremely hard to beat here. He's first up from a 3-run campaign last time he was in work, running second at the Valley behind Stolly Bolly as favourite. And it was a good run there. Then went to the Gothic and running fourth as the 280 favourite behind Lovely Cut, Stolly Bolly, that horse again, and Lofty Arch. And then ran it near enough to the tail of the field in the Cornwall. But he's running the Gothic, and the fact he contested the Cornwall puts him right into this race. He was 330, he's now 230. The market has absolutely smashed him in the betting, and I think he'll be winning the first. Mystic Rain in for second, I think can run really well, 2 from 2. Graham Bagstable is flying, 55 kilos, can run really well here, dropping the 2.5 from last start. Though did only beat Mesraw, who he would have faced here, though is now scratched. Motcoms, I think, can run really well, and Let's Face the Music is under the odds at 330 as the second favourite. But I'm with Gallant Sun in the first. Hopefully can get this day started with a winner. Race number 2 at headquarters is the Group 3 Darley Ottawa Stakes over the 1,000 metres for the speedsters for the 2-year-olds. And I'm with Enchanted By here for Ethan Brown and Gai Woodhouse and Adrian Bott. This horse ran third on debut behind a Carrion Dream. That horse proved himself over the 2-year-old season in Queensland, winning the McLaughlin. I think won the McLaughlin and then ran really well in the Millions. I think it's stakes class form that this horse finished behind. Drawn the inside gate, which is a little bit of a query because I prefer horses drawn on the outside of the straight, though it doesn't really matter. Up the straight, you can win from anywhere. Over the 1,000 metres, I'm pretty confident this horse will just be too quick for them and has got a lot of class on its side. Military Tycoon has already run well up the straight before, has had straight experience and should be in front, and I think can run well. Gin Spirit, I thought, was a little under the odds at 420. I thought the mark would give a little bit more respect to the 2 top selections, but anyway, 2 from 3 can run really well here from the outside. Draw Mark Zara on this that won the Cinderella last start and can run well. And Ole Dancer, this horse is going to run really well here. Drawn barrier 5 and will be storming home. $21 is over the odds. But I'm with Enchanted By in the Ottawa. I think Ethan Brown can be storming home to victory. Race number 3 at Flemington is the Valet Mike Maroney Benchmark 84. Condolences to all his family and the connections of the racehorses he trained. Over the 1,100 metres, and I am with My Temptation. This horse just looks extremely hard to beat here for Craig Williams, who rode this gelding in all of its race starts today. Down in the weights, good draw. 1,100 down the straight. I mean, the straight's probably the only query I've got, but just has a mile of class on the rest of this field. And I think will just be winning this, and I can see this horse doing it quite dominantly. Street of Dreams for second. This former Singapore galloper coming over now with Philip Stokes. Tommy Stockton with the 61 has to give them all weight, though. If he shows up with his best form, it's group form and can run really well. Wolfie, Don't Hope Do next best in the market, I'm hoping Don't Hope Do actually goes to the Valley tomorrow night. Will be extremely hard to beat there. But if it races here, fourth is as high as I could get it, even though he was unlucky last start. But My Temptation, as Greg Miles once said, he's back as pretty as he left. Race number 4 at Flemington is the Group 3 Furfree Shaftesbury Avenue, and I've got Fancify on top. This is my best bet of the day. 54 kilos for Joe Bowditch. Barrier 11, I don't see to be any worry at all. Should come straight across to the lead. Looks the only leader in the race and should get a soft run up on speed. Kick away and be too good for these. Is it me? I think it's being priced off ability, not race, where it could finish. Because last 2 runs where he's won have been sit and sprints. This won't be a sit and sprint. This is going to be a good solid test here. And I think 2.8 is a bit short. I think Fancify should be favourite over Is It Me. That's just my personal opinion. Aztec will be storming home. He's a good horse on his day. We know that. And Territory Express in for 4th. Just looks a little bit outclassed. But I've got Fancify on top. The 4 kilo weight drop. The soft lead. Loves the 1400 metres at headquarters. 460? Come on. Race number 5 at Flemington is the Group 2 MSS Security Size Produce Stakes over the 1400 metres. Playing this race with Tycoon Star out, who's going to the Todman in Sydney, I do believe. Jockey booked there in Geordie Childs. No jockey booked here. That's why I think they're going to go to Sydney. Because Mark Zara I'm convinced would be on if was racing in Melbourne, but he's riding Vinrock, and Vinrock is my top selection. And I think this horse is extremely hard to beat. Won the maiden in an absolute canter, comes straight to a stakes race. Aggressive placement by Matt Laurie, though he knows when he's got a good horse. And I think he's got a star 2-year-old colt on his hands here. And I think we'll be winning. We'll be up on speed for a long way, and just looks just total class in the race. Algorithmic for second, I think can run well for Johnny Allen and the Hawks team. We know what they can do in those colours. Brave Design can run well. Second start can run well for Craig Williams and Danny O'Brien, having already had the run up the straight before. And Eden Rose, if she put it all together, could run well, though it would be a big stretch here. Vinrock, clearly the one to beat. Race number 6 at Flemington is the Tab Australian Cup previewed over the 2,000 metres. Kieran Murray will win it. Which horse? Duke Decessor on top for me. Barrier 1 leads. Big win first up. Right up to the 2,000 metres now, where he's shown he can be effective at his best. Caulfield Cup winner. He's the one to beat for mine. The only danger and the only horse I can see beating him is Middle Earth. First up off the plane from coming over from overseas. Mark Zara in the settle for Kieran Mark gets 2 kilos off Duke Decessor. And this horse is a really good horse. His latest jump out was impressive. He's got barrier 4. It's just a matter, I think, who gets the right run. I will say this, Duke Decessor's had the run and is fitter than Middle Earth, though. As the old saying goes, back to the internationals first up off the plane. Young Werther loves the 2000 at Flemington and will be running well. Can he beat the top 2? No. But a place bet will be probably handy to have. And Scary, the 3-year-old against the older horses here, can run well off 2 good runs leading in with the 53 for Declan Bates. But I'm with Duke Decessor in the Australian Cup prelude. He's going to be almighty hard to beat. Race number 7 at Flemington is the Group 1 All-Star Mile, of course, over the mile. And Mr. Brightside, Mr. B on top for me. He's just clearly the one to beat. When I was doing the form for this race, I actually did this race first because I was that excited. I couldn't contain myself. I just wanted to see who I would be tipping in the All-Star Mile. And I'm tipping Mr. Brightside. I've been with him every run this campaign. I had him first up. I had him last start. Everybody had him last start. And I thought if he was going to be beaten, he was going to be first up. But the market was with Mr. Brightside late in the CF4. So for mine, that told me that they thought that Mr. Brightside was a better chance of winning. He did the work. Another one had the cozy run, and he was only beaten a half length. And I think he can turn that half a length around here with the added bonus of being third up and then having another Group 1 win under his belt. He's drawn barrier 5. He's going to get the right run. He's going to be there to pounce. He's won the race before. He loves Flemington. He loves the mile. I just can't see him getting beaten here. He's going to win another All-Star Mile. Another will in for second. If he is to be beaten, like I said, we buy this horse. 9 from 14. Really good racing record. Though I will say this, the 2 times at Group 1 level at the mile, he's failed. So just a little query there, and it was enough to say, there was enough. Too much in Brightside's favour with a little queries for another will, not to have Brightside on top. Rise at Dawn in for third, flying, biggest test to date in the deep end. Bo Mark Zara will give this horse every chance, and a Tissue in for fourth. It's probably crazy considering we know how well she goes at Flemington and at the mile. Though Brightside's thrashed her on more than, I think, 3 occasions. I couldn't have a Tissue over Brightside. Like I say, Brightside will be winning another All-Star Mile. I'm going to use the M word, moral. Race number 8 at Flemington is the Group 2 CUNY Stakes over the 1,600 metres for the mares. For the fillies, sorry. And I am with Treasure the Moment. She's just too classy for these. 6 from 8. Oaks winner. Big win first up. Ease down on the line. Class win. And I just think we'll be beating these in an absolute canter. Sillet Cap in for second. I wanted to take something else out of the race, like behind her. But to be honest, everything else had their chance to beat her last start in the Desirable. It was a very good win. Craig Williams sticks. Same weight, though, draws wide. Though has been backed in from 10 to 650, so that's saying something. Sneaky Sunrise was a little unlucky behind Sillet Cap last start and could turn the tables on that horse here. They won't turn the tables on Treasure of the Moment. And Too Darn Lazy in for fourth. But Treasure of the Moment for mine and the CUNY, she looks a good thing. Race number 9 at Flemington is the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap, the Yulong Newmarket Handicap over the 1200 metres. And I'm with the Yulong horse to win here. Growing Empire. For Mark Zara, I'm tipping he's going to have a good day here, and I'm hoping he can get Growing Empire over the line. He wanted to play about in the Lightning, didn't handle the track. Total forgive. Go back to his spring runs. He'll on those runs, I just think he's all over a winner here. He ran really well in the Manicato, narrowly beaten by Southport Tycoon, who's now retired. And then ran third to Switzerland, Lady of Camelot in the Coolmore. Lady of Camelot ran Lady Shenandoah to a half length in the Group 1 last Saturday. So the form ties in. And Switzerland's going to go around one of the favourites in the Canterbury Stakes. So the form all ties in. 750 for Growing Empire is absolutely crazy. And I think he can get the chocolates here with the 55 and a half for Mark Zara. Espionage in for second. I thought this horse could run well in the Oakley Plate. He didn't let me down. He ran really well. He's got the 50 kilos again here. He's got the outside draw, and they've got the blinkers going on here. Dean Yandel in the saddle again. He retains the ride, and it the double figure quad, I think, can run well. Jolly Star. She's starting to get a bit, on the nose. It's been a little while since, well, not a little while, but her best seems to be fresh. And she was even money last start because of that. And she was a little disappointing in my mind. Not because of the ride, because the horse was just disappointing. Ray Magnerio can run really well down the straight. He's a straight track specialist. If he doesn't, he'll be running well here. And a top 3 finish wouldn't surprise at all. Growing Empire for mine in the Newmarket. I think he can get the job done for the sponsor of the race. Race number 10 at Flemington is the Group 2 Matron Stakes over the 1600 metres. There's a few races over the mile on Saturday, but I think Rotara Tiger can take it here. Dean Yandel in the saddle, dominant last start, beating Fancify, who I think will win earlier, and Miraval Rose within also behind them was Molly Bloom and Wishlaw Lass. I'm going with Rotara Tiger. I just don't think anything behind her last start can beat her here. 650, great price. Will run the mile, no problem. Well, actually, we don't know if she'll run the mile. She's never been over the mile trip, though. Looks ready to take the step up in distance off last start, being so dominant, and loves headquarters, obviously, with the last start effort, winning at Flemington. Miraval Rose won on New Year's Day over the 1400 metres at Flemington, though has been a little disappointing this campaign. Craig Williams in the saddle from the inside draw will run well. Jenny Lala, I seriously thought I was going to be tipping this horse on top. From the outside draw, Craig knew it can go forward. 55 kilos, no weight, and can be your leader here. Can be the leader here, and will run the trip, no problem. And I'm probably going to look like an idiot when it wins, but I just think Rotara Taki is the one that's fit and in form, and Molly Bloom in for fourth. But Rotara Taki for mine in the Matron. I think that Dean Yandel will be pretty excited come the 100-metre mark when she's storming clear. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Group 1 Newmarket Handicap Day, and I look to see everybody for Vobis Day next Saturday at Caulfield. Thank you again for watching. I'm confident on all of my selections, and we know how that's either going to finish with a lot of winners or a lot of disappointment. But anyway, I found a couple at nice odds, and hopefully a couple of them can salute. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next weekend for the Vobis meeting. Thank you again.